All right, today we're going to master a true Southern classic that, when you get it right, is just absolutely incredible. Fried chicken livers. We're on a mission here. We're after that perfect texture, that deep, crispy crunch on the outside that leads to a center that's just impossibly soft and rich. And let's be real, a lot of people think they don't like these. This quote right here, it hits the nail on the head. If you've ever had a chicken liver that was chalky, or bitter, or tough, I'm willing to bet it's just because it was overcooked. That's it. But the good news is, the method we're about to go through puts you in complete control. It pretty much guarantees a perfect result every single time. So, whatever you think you know about chicken livers, I want you to forget it. This is how they're supposed to be. So, how do we get there? Well, it all starts with a pretty simple list of ingredients. Let's take a look at our toolkit. Here's everything you're gonna need, and the best part is, there's nothing fancy here. You've got your chicken livers, of course, buttermilk, which is gonna do some real magic for us, then the basics for that crispy coating, all-purpose flour, a little baking powder, and your favorite meat rub. If you like a little kick, some cayenne pepper is great. And then, lard or canola oil for frying. That's the whole list. Okay, let's get into the actual process. You know, the secret to really, truly amazing fried livers, it starts long before they even see a frying pan. It's all about building that foundation during the prep. First things first, just give those livers a good rinse under some cold water. Now, this next part is really important. Grab some kitchen scissors and trim off any of those thin veins or tough-looking bits. They won't get tender when you cook them, so taking them off now means you won't get any chewy bites later. Then pat them totally dry. This is key for getting the coating to stick. And finally, go ahead and season them up generously. So after they're seasoned, the livers are going to take a dip in a buttermilk bath. And this step, well, it's so important that you absolutely cannot skip it. So what is the big deal with this overnight buttermilk soak? The answer is actually pretty cool. The buttermilk does two really critical things. First, it literally tenderizes the meat, giving you that super soft, gentle texture we're after. And second, it mellows out that strong kind of metallic flavor that liver can sometimes have. What you're left with is something much richer and more balanced. Seriously, don't rush this. Let them soak overnight. It's worth it. Okay, our livers are prepped and they've had their nice long soak. It's time to build that incredible crispy crust. This is where the magic really happens. And our coating formula couldn't be simpler. It's just your standard all-purpose flour, a little more of that meat rub for flavor, but here's the secret weapon, baking powder. Just a little bit helps create a crust that's lighter and airier, and it gets way crispier in the hot oil. Now, the how you do this is just as important as the what. After you drain the livers from the buttermilk, give them their first coat of the flour mixture. Then, and this is super important, let them rest on a wire rack for about 10 minutes. After that little rest, you give them one more quick dip in the flour, shaking off any extra. So why the 10-minute wait? I know it feels like an extra step when you're just ready to start frying, but I promise you it makes a huge difference. Here's the science. That 10-minute rest gives the flour time to soak up all the moisture left from the buttermilk. It basically creates this sticky, glue-like paste. And that glue is what makes the coating hang on for dear life, so it doesn't fall off the second it hits the hot oil. It's the secret to keeping that beautiful crust right where it's supposed to be. All right, our livers are prepped, they're soaked, they're coated. It is time for the main event. Let's get these things fried to a perfect golden brown. The magic number you're looking for is 360 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 182 Celsius. Lard is going to give you the best flavor, hands down, but a high-heat oil like canola will work great too. Just pour about 2 cups into a cast iron skillet to give yourself enough depth for a good fry. And here's a rule you never, ever break when you're frying. Work in small batches. Don't crowd the pan. If you throw too many livers in at once, the temperature of your oil is just going to plummet. And when that happens, the coating soaks up oil instead of getting crispy, and you end up with a greasy, soggy mess. Nobody wants that. So how long do you cook them? Well, it's not an exact science. It really depends on the size of the livers. As you can see, you're looking at a range of about 3 to 6 minutes total. Just wait till the bottom is that perfect golden brown, give them a flip, and let the other side catch up. And this right here, this is the moment of truth. What you want is a deep, golden brown crust. But the real test is the inside. It should be just cooked through, still soft and creamy, maybe with just a hint of pink. What you don't want is dry or crumbly. That is perfection.
The second they're done, pull them out of the oil and get them on some paper towels to drain off any extra grease. And while they're still piping hot, hit them with just one more little sprinkle of your seasoning. The heat helps it stick. Then, seriously, get them to the table.
You've done all the hard work, and now, finally, comes the best part, sitting down and enjoying these things. Now look, they are fantastic all on their own, but a good dipping sauce can really take them over the top. Some simple ideas work best. Sriracha if you want a little heat, classic ranch for that cool, creamy balance, or even a blue cheese dressing for a sharp flavor that just cuts right through all that richness.
And now for maybe the most important rule of all, that amazing crispy coating that we worked so hard to get, it has a very short shelf life. For the absolute best experience, you have to eat these immediately, right out of the pan while they're still hot and super, super crunchy.
You know, this quote really says it all. Making perfect fried chicken livers, it's not about being a fancy chef or using complicated techniques. It's just about taking simple food and giving it a little bit of care and attention to detail. So there you go. You have all the secrets now. You've got the buttermilk soak, the double dredge trick, the perfect temperature. You're all set. The only thing left to do is for you to get in the kitchen and cook something absolutely amazing.